So welcome back to What's the Score? Now we're going to be looking at part 3, the scoring secrets. What are the secrets that actually make up your credit score? And how do different changes in your credit data affect that? Let's take a look at it. We talked about the black box algorithm that the credit bureaus use to generate your actual credit score. Reality is they don't publish the information of how that data is weighted. But what we do know through analysis of different changes to credit reports and how it affects the score is that 35% of your score is made up of payment history. If you make a late payment and it shows up on your credit report, that's going to impact your score by as much as 35%. It's a huge deal. Now, if you make a late payment last month on a car, that's a monstrous deal. Car or credit card or mortgage or whatever. But every month when you get further away from that late payment, the less impact it has. But initially, it's going to be as much as 35% of your total score. Now, you'll notice it says 0 times 30. That means that, say the payment's due on the 1st, and then they charge you a late fee on the 16th if you pay it after the 16th. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean it's late as far as credit scoring goes, as far as the credit data file. It's not until it's actually 30 days late that it's going to be considered late for credit scoring purposes. So typically, if we have a trade line that is reporting 0 times 30, that means there have been no lates over 30 days. That's a good trade line, and that's helping your score. Now, the next thing we want to talk about is outstanding debt. 30% of your score is made up by outstanding debt. Now, what I mean by that is, let's say you have a credit card that has a credit limit of $10,000. Well, if you have a $3,000 balance against the $10,000 credit limit, that means you're currently using 30% of your availability on that particular card. Now, that's a good thing. As a matter of fact, the magic number is 50%. Anything 50% or less is a benefit and will boost your credit score by as much as 30%. Now, on the other side, let's say you have that $10,000 credit card and you've got a $7,000 balance. Well, you're still way away from its maximum limit, but now you're at 70% utilization on that account, which is a negative thing. So anything over 50% will have a negative impact. Now, to get a full 30% kick as far as hurting your credit score, you pretty much have to be over 100%, which can happen. If you have a $10,000 credit card, you've got it max at $10,000, and then suddenly the interest is charged for that month. Now the balance is over the $10,000, which means you're over 100%, and that's going to have a huge negative impact on your credit score. 15% of your credit score is made up by the length of history. So typically, we look at the oldest active account you currently have, and that is going to make up, the older that is, that's going to make up 15% of your history. So I know you've heard from time to time that if you're cleaning up your credit, you want to go through and close older accounts. That's not true when we're talking about managing our credit score. Now, it could be true as far as doing something that's financially savvy, as far as preparing to take on additional debt or open other accounts, but that is not true when we start talking about the actual credit score. If you were to close the oldest account you have, that will have a negative impact on your credit score, and that will remain really until the next oldest account you had sees into the same time frame. Now, the next thing we want to talk about are inquiries. Now, I know you've heard that the more times your credit is pulled, the more negative impact it has. That is true. Up to 10% of your credit score can be impacted by credit inquiries. So it's important that you not just run around giving out your Social Security number, which is not a good idea anyway, but not run around giving your Social Security number out so that just anybody can pull your credit. It's very important that you only have inquiries when necessary. Now, inquiries that you make yourself through the bureaus or through the secret website that I'm going to give you later to get your official free credit report do not count as an inquiry. So that's important that you know when you pull your own data like that, it does not affect your score. But if you're running down and letting every business out there that's offering credit pull your credit, that will impact it by as much as 10%, as we see. Types of credit can impact your score by as much as 10%. If all the open accounts you have are credit cards, that's not a good thing. If they're all furniture loans, that's not a good thing. Again, a credit score is a measure of your ability to manage debt. So if you have a mixture of credit, if you have open accounts like a charge card if you have credit cards, if you have installment loans like furniture or cars, if you have a mortgage loan, if you have some of all of that, that's going to give you a better credit score and can boost your score by as much as 10%. Whereas if they're all one type of credit, it can limit your score by as much as 10%. Here's the scary thing. 79% of all credit reports contain errors. 79%. That's 4 out of 5 credit reports contain errors. And when we look at how much a credit score impacts your day-to-day life, how it affects how much your car payment's going to be, what your credit card payments are going to be, what your mortgage payment's going to be, or whether you can get a job or get a new job. Credit scores are important. The credit data is imperative, and it's absolutely necessary that you know what's in your credit file and that that information is correct. And if it's not, that you dispute it immediately and get it removed. And that's why I created this series of videos, just so you can know exactly what the data is in your credit file. So don't forget, the whole purpose of this is so that you can get your very own free credit report. That's right, your official free credit report. All you have to do is go to officialfreecreditreport.com. Notice the dashes. That's officialfreecreditreport.com. There's a lot of good information there. The videos that you're watching here are embedded there. But not only that, there's the magic link. You click on it, it takes you to the official government website, and right there you can get your official free credit report at no charge and make sure that that data is right. Once again, I want to thank you for joining us for What's the Score?